Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, today we're reviewing the set number 42056 Porsche 911 GT3 RS from way back when in 2017. This set, when it came out, was originally put at a 16 plus range, had 2,704 pieces, and retailed at a whopping price of $1,075 Australian. Now, obviously, today, since this set is retired, it has jumped to a whopping $2,326 for a sealed set. Now, that is a massive jump. Obviously, this is a really big set, but for LEGO Technic, that is like insane. Like, obviously, we see massive jumps in Star Wars sets, like especially Republic gunship sets and other ones like that, but this set jumped like crazy, like more than 2 times its original price. It was insane, and I do have to say, this set is quite good for its age, and when it came out, this was a very, very detailed LEGO Technic set. Obviously, going into the features, it has 2 opening doors here, so it's got, like the Bugatti, it has 2 doors that open straight out, along with a front bonnet, which has a code inside of it. Well, no, actually, this one, just reminding myself, this one's code is put in the glove box, so there's a little glove box just in there, like here, just in there. But inside the front bonnet here, as all Build for Reals sets have, they have their luggage bag. Obviously, the Lamborghini has its own one, and the Bugatti has one. And this one was built in more Technic style. Now, obviously, the Bugatti's one was very modern and very smooth, having lots of tiles and curved slopes on it. But this one's a little bit more Technic-y and more to the roots of Technic. Going into the back here, we have a little flap here to open up to look into the engine bay here. Just a simple thing. And the one thing I do not like about the set is how they covered up the engine. In all 3 of the sets, this is the only one that you can't see the engine fully. Obviously, my favorite being the Lamborghini design, where you can clearly see the whole thing by removing a single panel. But in here, they've covered pretty much the whole thing up. And I remember when I was building this, the engine looked amazing, and then you just cover it up with these plates, which just makes no sense. Obviously, going into the wheels, all 3 of these sets have their own wheels, which have not come out in any other sets so far. But I do have to say, if LEGO was to put these wheels, or any other wheels, in another set, it would be these wheels, because they are probably the most generic wheels here. So they're just general, like 5-star spokes. So yeah, so it's pretty good. Going into the look at the front, it's not as intimidating as the Cyan or the Bugatti Chiron, but it obviously gets that Porsche look with the curved hoods over each headlight and the nice sleek front there. Going over to the back, obviously this is a race car, so it has a nice large spoiler up there, along with some pretty sketchy looking taillights there. They're not looking too good. Obviously, they're just cheese slopes, and they could have done a very much better job on these, but decided not to. Not sure why, but these are probably the worst taillights out of the 3 sets. But yeah, going into the cockpit, we have just normal steering wheel and 2 seats with orange and black accents. Going into the sort of steering and gear shifting here, so we have steering through the front steering wheel. Going into the wheels, it's a bit stiff because this model is pretty heavy, but it gets the job done. Going into the shifting, it's got 4 gears in the paddle shifters, which you just pull to shift. Quite a nice feature. And then it's got drive, neutral, and reverse here. Obviously, I've got mine in drive right now, but you can put in all 3 of those. Overall, this set's pretty nice, guys, and has quite a lot of nice features, including the sort of codes you can get in the set, which gives you discounts and other VIP stuff. Along with the build, it took me close to 4 hours when I built this, but it was a pretty nice build. I remember back in 2017 getting this for Christmas, just the year before I got the Bugatti, pretty much like a year exactly before I got the Bugatti. But yeah. So guys, I just had to do this. So comparing the next year's set, the Bugatti Chiron, to the, well, earliest one, the Porsche, you can obviously see there is a very large jump in quality from the first set to the second. In a lot of ways, obviously there's a lot less gaps in this set, a lot smoother. Obviously you can see here, massive gaps, massive, and on here you can only really see smaller gaps, and pretty much on the back here there's none of the gaps and very much smooth. But that just comes with the sort of set being the first of its type and not having anything else to go off of and sort of improve on. So that's just a little something there, and LEGO probably didn't even know if this set style was gonna boom and that, so they probably didn't want to spend too much money on the parts and developing this set, so they went pretty basic. Also back then they didn't probably have as much pieces as they do now and as many colours, and they didn't want to develop too many colours and pieces, so they were sort of limited here. And back then LEGO Technic wasn't as big, and they probably went the smart route, not balling out and pretty much just developing a whole ton of pieces. Like, also they did develop a lot of pieces because orange is not a very well rounded colour in the LEGO community, but yeah. Obviously you can see very similar sort of designs with the back end having a very aggressive back end, having a spoiler and all of that. The only really difference is that the Bugatti's spoiler can go up and down, all that fancy schmancy stuff. But yeah, that'll be it today for the video, guys. If you liked the video, please don't resist having a like down below and subscribing. That'll be it today for the video. You know, it's getting cheers. Alright, I'm head out.